So today I'm going to be replacing the recoil buffer on my AK. The reason why I like these recoil buffers isn't so much because it minimizes recoil, which it does a little bit in my opinion, but because it eliminates the metal-on-metal contact when that bolt group comes back and hits the rear trunnion. There's the old recoil buffer. It's got a little crack on it, so I want to replace that out. Take out the spring here and show you a little close-up of the old one. You can see the crack on the top, and we're going to replace that bad boy today. If this second one fails, I probably will just take it out. But to me, it's not worth it if these things don't hold up. So to take the spring off, it's a little bit difficult. You got to deep compress the spring quite a bit, pull apart the two wire arms that hold in that end piece that holds the spring on. You can see it right there. I'm going to pull off the spring, and there you go. There's the spring assembly right there with that buffer pad, that rubber buffer pad. Take that one off. We'll pull this guy out. Got this on Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive. Paid a little bit more for this one than I did for the other one, just to see if I'm going to get what I pay for on these buffer pads. Put it on with the flat side is going to be facing the end of the barrel, or the end of the gun. Push it completely up against that. Right there. Now comes the hard part, putting the spring back on. This can be pretty tricky. You got to put the spring back on and compress it to get that little metal flange back in those two arms that hold it. Pull that apart and put the little metal flange back in there, which is kind of difficult while you're compressing the spring. Took me a few tries to get it done. I've done this before, but it's been a while. So as you'll see here, it's going to take me a few tries to get this done. I found the best way to do it is to hold it up against a surface like the table right here, which I'm going to do. And I found if you compress the spring all the way, pull that top portion of the spring assembly all the way out of the spring, helps tremendously. You can see me fumbling around with it here for a little bit. Here's where I get it right. I compress the spring, pull that top portion, top wire piece out completely above the spring, and it gives me a little bit more workability. And then I put that little flange back in. Got to put the two little J hooks into the holes, which can be difficult with one hand. Obviously this would be a whole lot quicker if you had a helper, but I was doing this on my own. Once you get those two little hooks into that flange, you're good to go. Spring's in there secure. You got your buffer tube on. Put it back into the gun, and you're good to go. And I'll show you why I like these buffer pads. Again, it's not so much for lessening the recoil, which I believe it does do a little bit. It's more for taking away that metal-on-metal contact when that piston and bolt carrier group come back. It basically eliminates that, which I really like. Anything that's going to extend the life of my gun. And again, it is an AK, so maybe that's irrelevant, but personally I like it a lot. And that's that. Like, subscribe, share, do all those things. Thanks.